525 here at Bazar Sports Radio, KVRX, HD2. Will Bazarski, Zach Goins is back, and Matt Hand. It's going to be a good week, of course. It's hockey time. It's playoff hockey, the race for the Stanley Cup. Got 3 games today. I got my Boston Bruins shirt on because the Dallas Stars are out and I need another team. Got your LA Kings jersey on, and then Zach was too afraid to wear his Chicago Blackhawks jersey.
Yeah. That's a little
rough season for y'all. We all will be back.
It's been a while.
Good stuff today. We got Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh, Minnesota versus Winnipeg, and LA, Vegas. That's going to be a game that you'll be watching later tonight, Matt.
It will.
So
I'll be watching all these games tonight.
Of course you will. So let's go to it right now. Who do you have winning the Stanley Cup?
All right, so obviously I have to say with a little bit of bias, the Kings. I have a very good feeling that the Kings can win the Cup. They've got the pieces. They're looking good right now. However, if Kings don't win, most likely it's going to be the Predators. They've looked hot recently. They're the best team in the Western Conference. Got an easy playoff schedule. Winnipeg will be tough, but besides that, it'll be good. It'll be good playoffs. But I got Predators and Kings.
Zach, who do you have?
I like the Jets this year. I know that's not everyone's favorite, but they have a top-ranked offense and defense. They're a very well-rounded team. I look for the Jets to make a run.
So Vegas Insider has actually released their predictions. You have Predators at 9-2 odds.
Yep.
Bruins and Lightning 6-1, and the Knights 7-1. Those are their odds. I know it's confusing.
Everyone can't see in the video and radio. I gave Will a face off those odds.
So, yeah, like you said, Predators are a dominant team. Yep. They're a team to be reckoned with. I do think they're going to win it all this year, but they lost it last year, so hopefully they can bounce back. But if not, I got my Boston Bruins taking it with Ryan Donato, the recent signee from Harvard. He played on the Olympic team. He's looking good.
Yeah.
So good stuff from that. And, of course, we'll move on to some golf.
Golf.
I have to bring it up. The Masters was this weekend, and the so-called bad boy of golf, Patrick Reed, took it home with 14 under. He defeated Ricky Fowler by 1 stroke. The big story, I know you want to say something, but the big story that on Sunday, Jordan Spieth shot a 63, the best ever on a Sunday at Augusta. He was right there at the end.
He was very close. He just didn't. He shot a poor second round. I think it was the second round. He had a very poor. I want to say he shot around 72, 74. That really brought him down.
Yeah, but what a comeback that would have been. I was rooting for Texas alumni. That would have been great to see.
It really would have. And, of course, April 8th, we all know about this. We're going to go to some baseball.
Oh, yeah.
We'll let Matt do this. This is the LA area.
It's not LA. It's Anaheim. However,
the Los Angeles
area
of Anaheim.
Like the Metroplex. You got Fort Worth, you got Dallas. Just a whole variety.
It's just for marketing purposes, right, Matt?
But anyway, Shohei Ohtani, he had a perfect game through 7 innings pitched against the Oakland A's. He finished with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. Do you think Shohei Ohtani will win? I mean, very early on, but do you think he'll win AL MVP?
Well, if he keeps it up, of course. If he keeps this up and he's able to hit at the plate, if he can hit 285 and hold a ERA that's about 2.75, he's for sure the AL MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little fact about him, 5 fast facts later in the show. But,
well, I mean, what Shohei Ohtani is doing, it's been over 100 years since someone's been like this Babe Ruth. When you're seeing a guy who can pitch this well and hit this well, I mean, you're looking at Ohtani right now. Yeah. He has more home runs than Aaron Judge, the home run leader from last year, and he has more strikeouts than Max Scherzer, a guy who's known for having a ton of strikeouts.
Yeah.
So that really says a lot. I mean, it's hard. We're talking about MVP. There's going to be there's a whole new category for people who are deciding MVP to try and figure out this year, because you're not just looking at, usually look at, you got hitters and you got pitchers, but now you got someone who can do both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
If he continues to be successful like he is now, I don't know how he isn't the MVP.
And you think about it, this is a guy who can play 2 ways. That's an extra roster spot they can add for someone else. If you think about it, he's a pitcher and he's a hitter. He can probably also play the field. So there's a guy who's playing. He can play every single day almost. He hits every single right. This is one of the most efficient players in baseball we've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to look at these stats, you're going to want to see guys come up who can also pitch and who can also hit, who can do multiple things to help an organization. And organizations are going to look towards a guy like Ohtani to bring them back out of the shadows.
The thing is, though, it's still early. It's 10 games in. Either hitters don't know his pitching yet, and pitchers don't know the way he hits yet. So I think that a lot of teams are going to adjust to it. The AL West they've been an okay division. I think that the Angels, although they're at the top right now, I don't see it lasting very long. I think it's the shock of Ohtani that's kind of carrying the team right now. So we'll see how they do. They got some good signings in the offseason. Zach Kozar was a big signing, and Mike Trout's also having a good year like he always is. So the Angels are good, but I don't see them coming out of the AL West. Like they're just a good division.
It's a very good division.
And it's 5:30 right now. We just want to let you know if you're just tuning in. It's Bazar Sports Radio, KVRX Austin, HD2, Will Bazarski, Matt Hand, Zach Dolans. We started about 5 minutes early, so we're going to get right to it once again. We'll go to OBJ. What do you have for us?
All right, so Odell Beckham Jr., he has reported today to the Giants' offseason workouts. NFL teams have said now they realize he's likely not to be traded. They were asking for a lot in the first place. We covered this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. The Giants were looking for 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham Jr. I don't think anyone would have really bid on that trade anyway. But now it's confirmed he's back. He's with the Giants. He'll probably be with the Giants the rest of the season. See how they do.
Yeah, and Conor McGregor. We'll bring that up real quickly. Hothead?
Definitely. I don't know if you guys saw a complete ambush.
We saw.
Yeah, that was bad. It was unprofessional. He was taken into custody. That was not good for his reputation at all.
You wonder, what was he thinking? What was going through his mind? I'm going to break a window.
Yeah, right?
I mean, it's the attention. You get money. You get more, more popularity.
I think this was the opposite, though. I think he's less popular from an incident like this.
I mean, it's not even about his more or less popular. I'm talking about he's more
coverage.
More coverage, exactly. That's the right way to put it. I think he's just getting more coverage right now. That's what he wants. He wants to be the best.
That's what you're saying.
But this is negative.
Any press is good press, exactly. That's what I think he wants.
Oh, he's
just a hothead and wasn't thinking straight.
Either or.
No one really knows. And
I believe he's a hothead.
Yeah, we'll see how it unfolds.
Well, something else unfolded today. Ronaldo carries Real Madrid to a Champions League semifinals. We'll let Zach say a few things about this.
I mean, Ronaldo had probably the greatest goal of all time the other day.
That was the ridiculous.
Bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was insane. He could be the greatest soccer player of all time. He's so athletic. He got like his foot 7 feet in the air. Like I don't understand how that happens. And to keep the composure and to hit it backwards and into the goal, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Amazing.
Matt, you just typed that he's the second GOAT.
Messi's a GOAT. Ronaldo.
Really?
Ronaldo.
Wait. Right. We're on the topic of soccer, right? And we're talking about Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo just carried his team to the Champions League semifinals. Meanwhile, Messi and Barcelona just squandered a 3-goal lead to Roma.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Roma's a good team, but you can't judge a player's greatness off of one game.
Messi. Hold on. Before you go on, in the Champions League, the amount of goals scored. If you go by organization,
we talked about this last week.
Guess who's number 10?
Ronaldo.
As a club. Ronaldo.
Listen, he has 120 goals. But here's my thing. I think Ronaldo is a ball hog. If you watch the style of his play, he hogs the ball. That's why he has more goals. If you look at Messi, he's a great. I mean, both are great dribblers. Messi's footwork is ridiculous.
Right,
he's
Messi's
fast.
That's the best footwork.
He's got a great shot, but he's also great at assists. He's a great passer. He's
a great team player.
He's a great team player. That's the best way to put it. You're comparing apples to oranges. Both have won. I mean, you're comparing a guy who is a ball hog and shoots more, he'll score more. You compare a guy like Messi, he'll pass more. He has way more assists than Ronaldo. The play style of both of them is different. They both have the same amount of Ballon d'Ors, unless I'm wrong about that. But I'm positive both of them have 3 Ballon d'Ors. I think Ronaldo's better than. I think Messi is better than Ronaldo. But we can argue about this all day.
No, we'll move on from that because yes, we can argue that all day, and I think it comes down to World Cups and how they perform in that. That's one of the big performers because you're not playing with the best guys in the world
coming up this
on
summer.
your specific team.
Argentina's squad is pretty stacked, and they were runners up.
Portugal's nothing without Ronaldo.
That's true. I'll say that. That's true.
All right.
Won the Euros.
We'll move on. We'll move on. All right. Zach's favorite part, NBA. Starts off.
Go for it.
Well, this is a great story. One of my favorite stories out of this past week. A man named Andre Ingram. He's 32 years old now. He's played 10 seasons in the Development League, the G League in the NBA. Has yet to see an NBA game until this week. Got signed to a 2-way contract with the Lakers. And, I mean, he played amazing. He scored 19 points in just a few minutes played.
I love the MVP chance.
Yeah.
And
And while they're playing against the Rockets with James Harden.
Yeah.
which we'll talk about in just a second. But what's some other big news out of Boston? We'll let Matt do this
All
one.
right. Kyrie Irving will miss the remainder of the season and the playoffs following knee surgery.
Ooh, Boston's chances.
Right when you thought Boston had it this year.
Yeah, Boston's chances down.
Right when you thought there was
Good news to hear as a Laker fan. You don't like Boston to win, but as a sports fan and just a regular, nice, decent human being, you hate to see injuries like that. You hate to see players out.
Now I got friends who all year they've been saying, "Oh, it's the Cavs year anyways. Like Boston's never gonna win." And now all of a sudden Kyrie's on. Like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right, and we said we'd circle right back to it about the MVP chance. Who is the NBA's most valuable player? Here are three of the people who I think these are the three that I believe. You have LeBron James, James Harden, and I haven't said this one in a while, Russell Westbrook. You don't want to question me on that one?
LeBron James.
No, I'm not going to question. I'm not going to question Russell Westbrook being a candidate. I mean, he is 0.1 rebounds a game away.
You know, he's not even on the top. He's not even in the top 6 according to ESPN and NBA.com. And in MVP voting.
The Thunder aren't as good as they were last year.
Right, but then that begs the question: if he has 15 or so rebounds, I think it might be 15 tonight. He'll average a triple double
for the season again.
For the second time, no player has ever done it twice. Oscar Robinson did it once. No one else. So it begs the question, what is the MVP? But let's go on to, is it LeBron James, James Harden, or Russell Westbrook?
Well, I also think LeBron James, going back to that previous point for a second, I think LeBron James and James Harden are both putting up a better fight than anyone did last year against Russell Westbrook, which is why you could look at Russell Westbrook's numbers, say he's putting up the same numbers again. Shouldn't he deserve it again? There weren't anyone playing like LeBron and Harden did last year.
Right. And the 81 games played for LeBron tonight will be 82 if he plays.
Which he will.
And James Harden's at 72 games. Does that have any effect?
No. I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think you can argue, oh, look, if he played this more games, he could have performed this much better. He could have had this many more assists, this many more rebounds. In the same way, oh, James Harden could have played 10 more games. He could have missed this many. His free throw percentage, his shooting percentage could have gone down.
So you're
he could
saying
have less rebounds. He could have less assists. There's both ways. But people argue that they say, oh, if he had more games, he could have more stats. Like he could have a better average. But at the same time, it could also be detrimental for him. I think 10 games isn't as big of a difference in for comparison.
But here's what's remarkable. This is LeBron's 15th season. Now, I think LeBron's going to win it. If Russell doesn't win it and he has a triple-double, I think that's strange. I get that they say, oh, because Thunder weren't as good this year, but you have to think about it. He has more people to dish out this year. You got Paul George, you have Carmelo. There's more people around him, whereas last year he carried the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
To get a triple-double is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
James Harden does not need – I don't think he deserves it. Coming from Houston, I love the Rockets, but playing 72 games – when you have Chris Paul, you've got good guys around you. You're winning 65 games. He's going to win the award. But LeBron deserves it. LeBron's played 81 games in his 15th year. 15th year.
Yeah,
you know
I can add on to that a little bit if you want. I completely agree. LeBron James, looking at his 15th season and to go all 82 games, and you look at how his team is this year compared to the teams he's had in the past, there's been more change in this team from the previous year and even during the year than he's had in his entire career. You've seen a ton of players come and go, and the one consistency in this Cleveland Cavaliers team is LeBron James. Night in and night out, he is also almost averaging a triple-double, so you don't even want to look at numbers right now.
Yeah, it's changed like a NASCAR.
More assists and more rebounds per game than James Harden anyways, and more rebounds per game and assists per game than any other point in his career. LeBron James is having one of the greatest seasons of his career. He's been consistent. He's the reason this Cavs team is even in the playoffs.
Oh, 100%.
Not to mention a third seed in the playoffs. All right, or second seed. I think they're third seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. It's LeBron James, and what he's doing, I've never seen anything like this before, and it is so impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. LeBron James should win the MVP.
But, of course, we all think it's going to be James Harden because as it's gone
Rockets
on
got
through,
the 1 seed.
right,
Yeah.
1 seed, they're going to give it to him. They're part of LeBron winning everything. I think people are being a little too. He needs an MVP to get to the Hall of Fame. People are thinking way too much about that. When LeBron has enough, he's done enough for the sport.
Yeah.
But if you're fading out LeBron now, you're not going to get a guy like him in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 100 years. You're not going to see a guy like, Michael Jordan.
Have you seen Ben Simmons? Yeah.
Right. But a player like him who's dynamic, who can literally play with anyone, play with the best, play with the worst, play with no one.
Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons is the future of the NBA. I think he is going to be the MVP several times in his career. I think he's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to watch him continue to get better. The 76ers have been on a roll this year. They've been on a roll in the past, they've won 15 in a row. They've been unstoppable, and Ben Simmons has been the star of this team. He's amazing.
Oh.
He's the next LeBron James.
I do agree with you on that, but I don't know about the next LeBron James. I don't know if we'll see another guy like him in a long time, but
Mo Bamba.
Funny jokes, man.
Very
not the jokes there. All right, NBA playoff time.
Woo!
Zach.
I would just like to start off by saying there has been every spot in the playoffs has been accounted for. All 8 spots in the East and except for one spot in the West, 7 of the 8 spots in the West have been accounted for. It is between 2 teams, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. They have the exact same record, each with 1 game left in the season. And guess what? They play each other tonight in Minnesota. Talk about good scheduling. At the beginning of the season, someone said, let's have these 2 guys play in the last game of the season.
Somebody
who knew it would come down to
Say
the
2 lame little markets and have them
Sports
play.
radio.
It'll be the most exciting game of the entire
Literally,
NBA season.
both of these teams' entire seasons rely on tonight.
So our sports rigged?
Yes.
Just to make money. Everyone's going to watch this game now.
Yeah.
Who do you have in the finals? East, West? What 2 teams?
I think Rockets are going. I think Houston's going to go easily. I would have said Boston, but obviously Kyrie's injured. Probably Cleveland. Very typical good teams. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, this is probably the best chance the Rockets have of making the finals.
Yeah.
With Curry, all the injuries going on,
Right.
and the Warriors got blown out.
Yeah.
Was it last night or
Last night the Jets.
What was how many? 40 points or something?
40.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to quickly say, just a bold prediction. I think Toronto's going to go out by the second round.
That's a bold prediction.
Very bold.
Toronto's looking good.
They are looking good.
76ers are also looking good.
76ers are looking very good.
It's a team to watch.
So,
Yeah.
Here's my prediction.
Trust that process.
I look at when predicting for who's going to do well in the playoffs. I look at who's been hot right now.
Yeah.
That's because you want teams that are streaking.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Which is why I think the Warriors will not make the finals.
No.
I think they could lose in the first round. What I think will happen is the Utah Jazz will be in the championship from the West. I think
Really?
they're the hottest team in basketball. I think Donovan Mitchell is absolutely unbelievable. They had some great trades in the middle of the season. Jay Crowder, Derrick Rose, they're a very good team. Rudy Gobert, they're hot. They have no injuries. They've been very good. Look at Utah in the finals. And from the East, I want to say 76ers, but I can't. I still feel like they're too young, not enough experience.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Toronto. They've been very good this year. Also been very, very hot lately. They're the number 1 seed. This has been their best season in franchise history. Then we're looking at Toronto. However, I will say, look for the 76ers in the championship next year.
That would be an awful championship.
What, Jazz
Utah and
versus
Toronto.
I mean, I guess for the markets.
But, I mean, hey, 2002 Lakers versus Kings, that series was obviously rigged. Sacramento, would you rather have LA or Sacramento?
Oh, and it's I want to
let's look for some rigged little games.
Congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs winning or playoff streak. They are finally legal at 21 years of age. So
They can drink.
Speaking of the Spurs, the Austin Spurs just won the G
Oh,
League.
they did. Yeah.
So
They
that's
swept
pretty
Toronto's
amazing.
affiliate team.
Go Austin Spurs. That's
Yeah.
a 20-minute drive from here. We should have gone to
and the
game.
Texas
Yeah.
Stars are in the playoffs.
They're
So
in the same stadium as the Austin
Right.
Spurs.
Not Dallas.
Yeah.
Looks like a Longhorn basketball team needs to play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the HEB Center.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they're already getting rid of the drums, so why not move them to HEB?
All right. This is something that Matt and I talked a lot about last week.
Uh-oh.
We're going to let Zach have his input because Zach loves some Major League Baseball. All right. So on April 2nd, Minnesota Twins players were upset that Baltimore Orioles catcher Chance Sisco bunted against the shift for a hit in the 9th inning of Minnesota's 7-0 victory. What are your thoughts on bunting against the shift? And if it was a perfect game,
right?
What are your thoughts?
That's where the question comes in. In a perfect game or even a no-hitter, you can't do that.
Thank you.
But of course, any other time in the game, even if they had one hit, like that's fine. You can get on base. But
what point in a perfect game? Let's just say it's a perfect game, the 9th inning.
Yeah, this is what this was.
Well, it depends.
No.
Depends the score. It depends the score.
2-0.
2-0, you bunt. That's fine.
Okay. 12-0.
Because then you still have a chance
Nothing.
to
You
come
don't
back.
bunt. You don't have a chance to come back.
No, if you can come back within one swing.
Yeah,
So
if you can bunt,
next guy hits a home
run, that's a tie game. That's totally acceptable. That's what happened to Justin Verlander. I think it was Verlander had a perfect game. Not this season. Last season.
No, I
Or
agree.
not even last season. This is when he was on Detroit. It might have been last season. Might have been 2
Now he's
seasons
on
ago.
the Astros.
He is. But he had a perfect game. I want to say it was either the 5th or the 7th inning. It was a 2-0 game. He bunted. It's fine. Like, that's totally fine.
In a game that's 7-0, a regular season game, I think you just go ahead and bunt. Who cares?
I think you're undervaluing what a perfect game is.
But
Like,
wasn't-
that meaning of a perfect
Hold on.
it never happens.
No, I'm not saying a perfect game. I'm saying when this guy Chance Sisco bunted against the shift in the 9th inning, they were down 7-0. It was not a perfect game.
That's fine. No,
Then
it's
that's
not
fine.
a no-hitter. That's
I
fine.
think
He's
it's
trying to get on base.
I think they were a little too uptight about being mad about him bunting. Who cares? Take him, let him go to first base, get the next out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but if it's a no-hitter and you do that with 7-0, that's ridiculous, and I think that's where you draw the line.
Good line to draw. I will agree with that. All right, NFL mock draft time. Let's go. CBS.com has Cleveland, New York, the New York Jets, Cleveland, and then they have a mock trade from Denver to the Buffalo Bills. Here's the interesting thing about it. 4 QBs in the first 5 picks. Thoughts?
I think that's stupid. Where's Saquon Barkley? He's gonna go.
He
Here's
will.
my thing.
I think he should go with the first pick.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think Cleveland, you either get Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, or Josh Rosen. Okay, so let's say this. Cleveland has a first and a 4th round pick. They can get Saquon Barkley immediately. Then they'll be left with either Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, or Josh
then
Rosen.
they still have
All
the
3
choice of
great
3
quarterbacks.
QBs.
The fact that they're going Josh Allen number 1 is stupid.
Because then they risk Saquon Barkley being taken in the next 2 picks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to be taken.
I think he will.
The
You
Giants,
don't think Barkley will be taken?
the Giants and the Jets are looking for the quarterback of their future. This is a quarterback-heavy draft. They have 4 quarterbacks in the first 5 picks.
It's quarterback-heavy draft and want to draft one so early.
Yeah.
That means that there's going to be a lot of them.
I'm saying like the top 10 or
It's
top
top
quarterbacks
heavy.
are
It's
good.
top heavy.
Also, Cleveland, New York, or the Giants and the Jets, they're looking for cold weather quarterbacks.
Are they?
Carson Wentz. That's why
Okay,
it makes
but
sense.
Sam
The
Darnold,
Eagles
Josh Rosen
drafted.
both played
Eagles drafted
California.
Carson Wentz because the Rams drafted Goff first.
Hold on. That's why.
That's why they drafted Carson
The
Wentz.
reason why Cleveland
Yeah,
take
who
Josh
ended up being
Allen
better.
1 is because of he's a Carson Wentz type player. He's from a cold weather environment, so they believe they're getting the same type of player as Carson Wentz. I can't predict if he's going to be good or if he's not going to be good, but that's the whole process. To get the first overall pick and take Josh Allen is understandable because they want to make up for that mistake because they keep trading draft picks, which they could have gotten very good players. That's the only reason why they take Josh Allen. Saquon Barkley, you take it 4.
You don't know who's going to be the best out of these 3 QBs, though, but you know that
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley is going to be the best running back in this draft.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I would say, too, I think you're understating the value, or maybe not you, but Cleveland is just valuing Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen.
I agree with
mean,
that, too.
I watched them both play. My dad went to UCLA, so I always watch UCLA games. I'm a USC fan, so I always watch USC. I've watched Sam Darnold.
But does a UCLA head coach, when he came out and said that Josh Rosen needs
Jim
more?
Mora? Jim Morris an awful coach. He got fired.
Former. Does he say, when he said that he needs more competition, was that due to his draft stock?
Nothing. I mean, I don't think it does much. I don't trust Jim Mora's word. Jim Mora was an awful coach at UCLA. A lot of people hated Jim Mora. I don't think it does anything to his draft stock. I think Josh Rosen is a great player. Had he had a better team around him, he would have been fantastic. I think Sam Darnold is a great quarterback too. He is great in the pocket. Has a great arm, and he knows how to scramble. He can run. He is clutch as heck. In big games, the Rose Bowl, he was dominant. He went 3 straight touchdowns on Penn State. I think Darnold and Rosen both would be better quarterbacks than Josh Allen.
Oh, no, I agree with you on that. I think. All right, go for it.
I think Cleveland's wasting their time,
especially because they just signed Tyrod Taylor. That's pulling up Bears. The Bears signed Mike Glennon in the offseason and then traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky. I didn't understand the point of it. Yeah. Glennon has since been dropped by the Bears. I don't understand why you signed the quarterback and then draft him.
I mean, I just don't know why they're going Josh Allen first pick. There's literally 3 players right under him that could be better than Josh Allen.
I totally agree that Darnold and Rosen are better, but I believe the mindset of Cleveland right now is Carson Wentz.
Is that the right mindset?
No, it's not. I'm just saying that this is what. No, definitely not. You have Darnold and Rosen. I take Darnold over Rosen.
I would too.
He can scramble better.
Darnold has
more elusive
better teams than Josh Rosen. He's proven himself.
He can throw the ball very far.
He's got an arm.
But that's what I think the mindset of Cleveland. That's why CBS.com has Cleveland taking Josh Allen is that Carson Wentz type player. Baker Mayfield going to Buffalo. I think that makes sense. I don't think Denver doesn't need a quarterback anymore. You'd say they're pretty set. They feel like they have the right guy for this.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. They do have Cousins is now their quarterback.
Now with Cleveland at 4,
I feel like it's just a filler. Though.
Right, Cleveland at 4 taking Bradley Chubb. If Saquon Barkley is available, I don't know why you want to take him.
Right.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
I don't trust CBS.com. I really hate this mock draft. I think this is absolutely awful. Every player is in the wrong spot. But however, Cleveland has said they will draft.
So you think Darnold will get, or you think Rosen will go ahead of Darnold?
No, I think Darnold will go ahead of Josh Rosen. But
so what are your top 5 picks?
My top 5 picks would be Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, and then it depends if Denver makes a trade with Buffalo or not, like CBS predicted.
Right.
I'd go.
CBS knows all.
I'd go Bradley Chubb. I mean, Denver needs their defense. They just lost Akeem Talib.
Zach, do you agree with that one?
Yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, obviously Akeem Talib's not a defensive end, but still, they need to stack the defense. They're in full rebuild right now. But I don't like CBS. I don't like this mock draft whatsoever. But it's still. I don't know. I think Cleveland. I'm just gonna go back and reiterate what I said about Cleveland drafting Josh Allen #1. That is such a perfect Cleveland move.
Oh, of course it was such a course. But they've been straying from the normal Cleveland ways this offseason. They've had good signings. They've had
very good signings.
So maybe they won't do this and pick Josh Allen.
Jarvis Landry.
No, they will. There's been reports that said they will draft Josh Allen #1. It's most likely going to be Josh Allen. I just think it's so dumb. I mean, I get it. Maybe here's my thing. If they didn't want to have Josh Allen. Let's say this. Let's say they drafted a quarterback first. Maybe they want Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen. That would make more sense because because most likely they would end up, if they were going to draft Saquon Barkley first, and then they'd want Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, they'd most likely get Josh Allen as a number 4 because Darnold and Rosen would go 2 and 3.
It's who they want more.
Yes.
However, running back or quarterback.
Why risk, if you know Josh Allen is going to fall to you at number 4, if you draft literally anyone else, if you draft any other player that isn't Darnold or Rosen, you're going to end up with Josh Allen #4. So why draft Allen first
when you can
risk losing Saquon Barkley, and then you're going to be stuck without Saquon Barkley and Josh Allen. If you draft Barkley first, you're most likely going to get Josh Allen or Rosen or Darnold. 3 great quarterbacks. I think it's stupid. I think it's awful. And it's so Cleveland, and I love that they're doing it because I hate the Cleveland Browns.
Love to hate it.
Love to hate.
All right, let's do some fast.
5 fast facts. All right.
You can fast or sort of fast.
They're interesting. They're good little topics, so we can vote on them if you want. So we already talked about this, but number 5, Real Madrid has extended their record, Champions League record streak of 7, now 8 semifinals appearances. That is incredible.
In a row, or is it just
in a row? In a row. That's crazy.
I transferred to them right away.
Because they haven't gotten in Ronaldo. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
he's
you've heard of him,
pretty
he's the GOAT.
Is he the GOAT though?
Well, we can get back to that if we want.
We'll get back to that in a bit.
All right, but number 4, the Warriors are 0-5 in Kevin Durant's top 5 scoring games this season. So that's
actually
very
cool
interesting.
That's really cool.
So yes, yeah.
Don't score.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't score.
Will, you're gonna like this one. It pertains to golf. Number 3, all 4 reigning major champions are Americans that are 27 years old or younger. So there's Patrick Reed, Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth, and Justin Thomas.
Golf world is in good hands.
Yes,
Seems like a very
good young American hands.
Yeah, we'll talk about a Doug Gim, University of Texas.
Oh yeah, he was the
amateur
only amateur to make the cut.
Right, and it's looking good. Now 2 hole outs.
Yeah.
On 18.
That was incredible. That says a lot about him. He could be very, very good in the future.
He said in his press conference, I just didn't want to putt on 18. I wish I could say that. I don't want to putt on number 1. I'll just pull it out every time. And I don't want to putt on 2.
I don't want to putt anywhere.
Right.
I want to awful short game.
Exactly. Go for it.
Number 2, the 76ers, 15 straight wins, is the longest winning streak in their franchise history.
Down in Benson.
Will it end?
Will it end? Hopefully not. Maybe they streak their way 16.
Yeah,
They
win the championship.
That'd be pretty cool. And then this is my favorite. I think this is an awesome stat. Number 1, in 348 at-bats, the Detroit Tigers have a total of 2 home runs. In just 19 at-bats, Shohei Ohtani has 3 home runs. That is incredible.
Boom.
It just shows how dominant he is. It also shows how horrible the Detroit Tigers are.
Thank you for
True.
I don't think we got to touch on it that much, but Shohei Ohtani's future in the MLB, do you think this is kind of a fluke? Or do you think he's going to be this dominant for
Well,
for a
you
while?
saw the struggle in spring training. People were questioning, is he what people say he is? And he's shown it. I don't think this is a fluke. As long as he continues doing what he does best and have a great mindset and pitch
What do you mean is doing what he does best? Everything?
No, I'm saying that
He does
if he
everything
goes
great.
out every time and hits his locations,
Yeah.
he will be very successful.
Yeah.
And I think he can do it because he's shown it in the first couple of games he's pitched. If he knows he can do this every single game, and he has one bad game, it's going to be okay. But if he knows he can come back from it and bounce back, that will be the test. The one bad game will test to see if he is the real deal.
Now, I also have a question. So he had that perfect game against the A's through 7 innings pitched. Last night, Hyun-Jin Ryu of the Dodgers had a no-hitter going against the A's through 5 innings pitched. Does that discredit? Ryu just came off Tommy John surgery.
No, all these guys in the MLB can hit. It's not like they're terrible. If people say, "Oh, the guys on the A's are terrible," sure, they're not the best in the league. But if you think about it, they're the best. I don't know how many players in the MLB are on rosters, but 30 times 25. They are the best players of that number.
Yeah.
That's why they're in the major leagues. It's not a fluke that they're in the major leagues. That's good pitching, good scouting, good catching, good framing by the catcher, and also defense. That's nothing about the team itself that you're playing.
Right. So I would definitely say what Shohei Ohtani has done, definitely not a fluke. Flukes don't happen at this large of a scale. The way he's been playing 7 innings pitched of perfect game baseball, that doesn't just fluke happen. But I will say that it won't last.
I'll counter that in a second, but keep going.
We're
running out of time.
I will say, though, that he will not stay dominant forever. I know he's young. He's 23 years old, but the teams will figure him out.
Yeah. All right. Ross Stripling had a no-hitter going through 8 innings in his first ever game pitch. Got pulled for a pitch count because they wanted to keep him healthy and young. Now he's the Dodgers reliever. He's decent, but he's not crazy like Shohei Ohtani. He was a fluke.
All right.
But
a fair argument.
Yeah. I agree though. Shohei Ohtani's way different than Ross Stripling is. He showed himself in the Japanese league. He'll be great.
All right. Well, it's 5:59. We want to thank you for tuning in this week. Check out our website, BazarSportsRadio.com. Will Bazarski, Matt Hand, Zach Dolans. Tune in next week, same time, 5:30, KVRX HD.
On the field, come on, hook 'em horns. I know you will. And I've seen Vince Young run for the roses. Watch Ricky